This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello.
Scott. Scott Love. Is your surname Love?
Scott Love.
Scott
Yeah,
Love.
no middle name.
That is a great name.
Do you know what? It's a great name, and I always say if I was like a porn star or something.
Well,
how
there's
good-
time.
Yeah.
The night is young.
The
I
night is
thought
very
it.
young.
I actually thought it may have been a porn name.
No real name.
Yeah.
And if I was a doctor, I could have been Dr. Love. How amazing would that be?
Uh,
Do you know? You've ever seen what's that movie with Eddie Murphy?
Go on.
No, it's nothing
Don't-
bad.
No.
But
Love
my
it.
parents have a dog, and they called the dog Buddy, so it could be Buddy Love after the. But I can't remember what the
that's
movie
cute.
was from. But there was a character.
One where he plays 1,000
Yes.
inappropriate characters.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
How good.
So purposely called the dog Buddy Love because of that movie.
It sounds like like it's because it's Scott Love. It
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
Jessica Malboy's
Yeah.
We Got Love.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
s-
I've heard
we
all the
Scott
jokes.
Love.
I've heard all the
Jokes. I feel like it's all fabulousness at this point. The Pope's dead. Don't know if you've heard.
Again. Do you know?
But I'm living
But I was just
physically.
like, my boyfriend goes, "Did you hear the Pope died?" I said, "Yeah, didn't he die a few years ago?"
No, honestly, same.
But I'm like, they
I
always
can't-
die.
I can't say I'm keeping up with
No.
the Pope Dashians.
No.
Like I have no idea.
Because I was like, he
Like,
died.
what was his name? I don't
I
even know.
couldn't tell you. And then the thing is, they get them, and they get them when they're like 90,
Mm.
and so then they die, and then they're going to get another one.
But how good for that movie, Conclave?
I don't know what the hell that is.
I think came out, late last year. It's a fucking movie
About the Pope.
about the selection process. So it's very like Eurovision
Do you think this is a
style.
PR stunt? Do you think the Pope's...
I mean, I wouldn't put anything past that
No,
fucking
no, not at this
institution.
point.
But
No.
no, now they get into like national final season.
Yep.
They have to start putting forward their best, budding
Could be like
popestresses.
the X Factor for popes.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
But honestly, well done to whoever made that film because
They timed it really well.
people will be streaming
Yeah.
that hard
Yeah.
to know, mainly to know like what goes on
Mhm,
behind the
mhm,
scenes
mhm, mhm.
in those
Until the next
robes.
one dies.
Oh, we did have, and to happen over Easter, like girl,
I mean,
the time.
that's what I'm saying. Is this a PR stunt?
Yeah, I reckon.
I don't think it's real.
It was a PR stunt for my live show,
Yeah, it
which we
was.
had last Friday.
Which was fabulous.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
darling. Thanks for coming.
No,
It
absolutely.
was
Got to support.
great to see you
Got to
there.
support.
And the dolls, we had a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
You had a good turnout.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I think, for a public holiday during the comedy festival, I did all right.
Yeah.
But
you
I
did.
am looking forward to doing more. So
You need to do more.
keep your ears peeled,
Yep.
dear listener, because I reckon we'll chuck some more on. I would absolutely go back to the Railway.
It's a great
Hotel.
venue up
that
there.
ballroom was
Mm.
beautiful. The staff were
Mhm.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
I had the most lovely sound person.
It was
who-
quite stunning.
Was both terrified and excited by the content of the podcast. And at the end, they came up to me and they're like, "Yeah,
The railway did
I-
not know what hit them.
I don't think I got any of that,
Especially when
but you guys seem to love it."
when who was the amazing drag queen that performed?
Zelda Moon.
Zelda Moon.
Shout
like he was probably just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. I do love that. Like, you never know how it's going to go with a
Yeah.
soundy.
No.
Sometimes they're like super queer and wacky, and they
Yeah.
just don't even care. And sometimes it is like the
Straight
most
bro.
the most heterosexual
Yeah.
man in the
Yeah.
world, and they will be like, "Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
what's all this?" And you have to be like, "Girl, you don't need to know.
Yeah.
You just make me sound good.
Yeah, this isn't
Shut
a bro
up.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't need your casual judgment.
Mhm.
You do that everywhere else in this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
So shut
Yeah.
up.
Well, you were a natural on the stage,
Oh,
by the way.
thanks, doll. Yeah, not
Well
her
done.
first rodeo, but
No.
yeah, I reckon we will definitely do.
And I keep
more.
telling you,
Oh.
you need to do
Yeah.
Housewives of Melbourne recaps.
Yes, so this was
live
another.
on stage.
This was another exciting thing. I love this idea,
Yeah.
and I think we'll do it.
You have to.
Yeah, why not?
Get
I think
Petty Fleur on.
because there's a bit of a lull coming. Like after this season finishes, I don't really know what to cover.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Nothing real. I've had a few
There'll
people
be
reach
season
out.
75 a Drag Race or something.
Yeah,
You can
but
cover.
let me know. My DMs are open if you want me to cover something. I've had a few people say they want me to do Love Triangle on Stan, which I haven't. I watched the first 2 minutes and I was like, but I will push through.
Is there someone that was
I'm gonna
on
do it.
Maths on that one?
Yes, which is such a cheap, and because like 9 owns Stan, right?
Yes.
So it's so like obviously they've just gone through the like the Rolodex of psycho toxic men, and they're like, what's Johnny doing or whatever the fuck his name is? Paul.
Yeah.
Is it Paul?
I think it's Paul.
Yeah. He just, like, I don't know.
Where he was on the beach and he's like,
yeah.
do you not know who I am?
Yeah.
I was on Maths.
I'm a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the angry bald
Tim
man.
Sims, never heard of him.
He's so Tim Sims.
Yeah.
But look, I'll give it a shot. Probably not every ep, but I reckon like we'll bundle that one. A la Below Deck.
Yep.
I've been doing that every 4 episodes, which is turning out
How many
good.
got to go below deck?
One more part.
One more.
Yeah, which will be out at the end of the season.
Yep.
And then, who knows? We'll just do whatever.
Look, Housewives of Melbourne, it needs to happen.
It does. It's always worth a rewatch. I'm always rewatching it anyway.
Same.
Like,
Oh my God,
so, and
same.
it's so crazy. 'Cause everyone I know is. So I'm like,
Because it's
hello,
the
binge.
best.
Exactly. But I'm like, make more.
I know.
Honestly.
Because that season 5 was atrocious.
See, I hard disagree.
Yeah.
Listen to my recap episode of season 5, and I rediscovered it recently. Go rewatch it. It's
will.
good.
Yeah.
It's a COVID season of a
It
show.
I know, but it was lacking that energy of your Ginas and your Lydias, the big personalities.
We had Janet.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
Shine.
And Shine. Jillian.
Who can we just say, Jillian is causing chaos.
Without even
being
there.
there. And I am her impact on this show this week. I was like, girl, how are you the main character
I know,
and
but
you're
also
not there?
Clutching at straws if like someone is not even in it and she's like saving this fucking series.
She is though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing all kinds of things. Like, I think I have decided that I really like this season.
I do as well. Like, honestly, look, I'm such a slut for Sydney Housewives. Season 1, I rewatch that every 6 months.
The best.
It is the best. Season 2, I think because I was such a diehard Season 1 fan, it took me a second.
Ooh,
But this
that really
one
was a rough spot.
This season, it's good. But let's be honest, Terry and Chrissy are like, carrying this season.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to give a big shout out to my girl Martine, because she has come in, she has pulled no punches.
Yep.
She has just gone, do you know what, guys?
Yep.
Like, I'm going to be a little wrecking ball, a little
Yep.
petite wrecking
Yep.
ball. And I got to say, loving it. And A+ for the vulnerability backstory today.
I know.
Because, can I say, I was like, oh, finally we get a little peep into the behind the curtain of Martine, and now it all makes sense.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing, right? If we'd known this from the beginning, and I also love
but it's personal. I get you don't want to,
but
and it's her
it just-
first season.
I know, but it just sort of clicked for me, and I'm really
Totally.
warming to her now
Yeah.
because of that.
You mean
Yeah.
clicked for you, meaning now we feel bad because we know that the mum's dead.
Well, yeah, but like
No,
you've got
100%.
sympathy,
No,
but
I'm
in
there
a
with
bad
you.
way,
I feel
right?
so bad.
It
I'm
just
like,
makes
girl.
sense,
Yeah.
right? Now everything makes sense up to this point as to why she was the way she was, or she was so sort of secretive and not really giving a lot because she had a lot going on outside of the show.
I know.
And I understand if she doesn't want to bring that into the show, she wants to keep it separate, but it makes so much more sense knowing that that's what had happened.
It did, and we love some trauma on our screens.
Absolutely.
And I know it's tough for the cast, but at the end of the day, it is helpful for the viewing audience who can like connect. A lot of people have shared like grief stories around losing a parent, and I think it's really helpful. And I'm sure that Martine has received an outpouring of love from people being like, babe, like I understand. Da. So like I think it's always worth doing.
Yeah.
Plus, if it's gonna explain some questionable behaviour.
And it makes
Go
you
for
and
it.
it makes her more relatable.
Yes.
You know, because there's a few on there that
The
I'm like,
kids
you're
menu-
not very relatable.
The kids menu part wasn't relatable for you.
Oh, you mean the? Oh no, I mean, look, I'm all about the lunchbox influencer era.
Love the bento
I
of
mean,
it all.
I wish I had her problems.
right?
You know,
The,
the way I cut my carrots is the stressful part of my day.
The Darling Point problems, darling. Yeah, those crinkle cut carrots are serving,
Amazing.
and I want to be her child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love her aversion to aging. She's like,
It's
oh,
very
no.
stressful.
She's like, no, we don't do stress.
Yeah, it's very, it's aging. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, yeah.
And look, if you had those problems,
Mm.
you know, I'd be stressed too. Which lunchbox am I going to use today?
Should we just hop straight in?
Let's
to
do
this
it. We're already
bloody episode?
there.
We're already there. But this episode was called Faux from Head to Toe.
Mhm.
And last week ended with an iconic fight at the Sydney Tower between Terry and Caroline. The glove was off. And we had the iconic line from Caroline, "You're irrelevant." And then Terry batting back "I'm irrelevant. You're a hypocrite."
Can I tell you, I've rewatched
Nice.
that about 10 times.
Great.
Just those last 30 minutes of that last episode.
Excellent.
It needs to be studied.
It does.
It was incredible.
It was great.
Yeah.
This is what we want. Like, I was like, no notes. In fact,
Mhm.
I would have preferred, I don't know, director's cut. Just the raw
Extended
footage,
mix.
extended mix.
Yeah.
Just pop it on
Yeah.
YouTube, just
Yeah.
the whole thing.
But don't you think with this season, this is maybe part of the problem with this season, because there isn't many, but there's positives and negatives, is that there's a lot of episodes that I felt have been a bit filler.
Yeah.
We're just going around in circles with the same, oh, you were late to the fucking restaurant in Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that we still have not got all 8 women in the same room at all this season. But then you get those moments of where everything builds up and it escalates like it did, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just that then you go back to filler again, where this episode, there was a lot happened, but then not a lot happened.
Well, that's the whole theme of the season, right? And it's like, this is why I'm living for Martine, because she's bringing fresh issues to the table. Because if we didn't have her, literally, we would still be at, I don't know, Nicole was late and like... This was like the most petty shit between the girlies, and like we love the petty shit.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we also want fresh petty shit,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
put it to bed, move on.
Yep.
Then that's what the Melbourne girlies did so well, right?
They knew
Yeah.
they knew the assignment. They would come in, they would have the petty shit, they would have the
They
fight,
would shake it off, Yeah.
even if they didn't mean it, but just for the camera, they would move on, and then on to the next thing.
Because you're telling me at the Sydney Tower
Oh
after
my
this fight that they right afterwards they didn't just like burst out into giggles like
Exactly.
I would.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, girl, that was great.
Absolutely. And
High
can-
five.
And can you? And also, I'll say just before when I was
Yeah.
saying Terry's carrying this season, this isn't Terry's first rodeo.
Oh,
Because
bitch.
people forget she was in Wag Nation, the OG
Thank you.
Housewives.
So people are coming
So
to
she's
me
done
with
this
all
before.
kinds, because you know I'm not a Sydney girly, so I'm not down with her. She's a big deal there. She's kind of like, yeah, you know, she's a wag, and she's been on the social scene in Sydney for some time. So I'm loving that we have her with this, you know, whether it's real or not,
Yeah.
she believes it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she's walking around with this like big dick energy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I love it.
But she knows it's the assignment. It's what is needed. You're a housewife. Bring it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and the looks,
Oh.
honey.
Absolutely incredible. Like mother.
Love the hair. She's just
She knows what she's
fucking
doing.
hot.
She knows what she's doing.
She does.
I'd like to see a bit more of her husband on this show, just visually.
or just
With
honestly,
no top on.
honestly, any of the husbands, bring them on.
Yeah.
But yes, particularly.
What's his name? Anthony.
Anthony Minicello.
Anthony, yeah.
We start this episode though with a little montage. We get Kate doing what she does best at the Bondi Vet. We get Victoria jumping horses. More relatable.
That was the most we
Montano
saw of her this whole
content.
episode.
Yeah. And Martine hanging out with her gorgy chubby pug
Yeah.
baby
Yeah.
Ernie. I love
She's got to go to
Ernie.
the gym. She's got to get a gym in.
And then jump scare cut to Sally with bangs.
Sponsored by Swish and Price.
So she was talking about Swish
Yeah.
and Priceline, so Priceline, I was like, sorry, Janet, we're not
at
at
Chemist
Chemist
Warehouse
Warehouse anymore. But then I was trying to pay attention, but those bangs were distracting, girl.
yeah.
Did she get it done in
She must
in
have got
the
it
UK?
done in the 2 days she was in London.
She went to London with a suitcase full of swish and a dream, and someone said, "Oi, you're right, love. You want to get a little haircut?" And she went, "Sure."
Yeah, and then she was back. This whole episode was sponsored by Swish, and then she was back before she even left.
Swish, swish, and there was no explanation for the bang. It was just there, and he punched me in the face.
Yeah.
I was gooped and
Yeah,
gagged.
she looked great though.
Fantastic. Sally is present.
I love Sally in this season.
She, when the role was being called, she said,
Yeah,
"Here,"
yeah. Yeah.
because last season she was not here.
Well, I think again, first season for her, she's used to a different type of television, but now she understands what she needs to bring. You know,
Oh, that's right, because she was a TV presenter.
she was a TV presenter.
Yeah, and that's
before.
very like.
And she's got a book as well. Did you know that?
She's
Amy?
actually kind of
Yeah.
can't. Like, I
Yeah.
love Sally.
Yeah.
She's used to being in charge.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of those people, it's kind of like Anjali Rao.
Oh.
my secret obsession. I fucking love her. She was the same. Like,
Yeah.
I think coming on as a TV presenter, she was like, this is my show.
Yeah.
And then the producers were like, no, darling.
no.
This is our show and we're going to stitch you up hard with the credenza.
Yep. Yep. No, I love. But also, just back to that Priceline scene, the girl who was clearly she was like, "This is my moment."
Yeah.
Yeah. To shine.
Tammy
shine,
from
shine,
Priceline.
Yeah.
Shine, shine.
Yeah.
Next up, Caroline and Nicole are catching up,
Oh,
and Carol is a little bit hungover. She needs a Bloody Mary,
Yep.
which I'm like, fuck yes.
Mhm.
Woman after my own heart. And then she goes, look, I've just been up all night drinking wine and venting to my ex-husband who's just come back from Pompeii.
Where the fuck is Pompeii? Can you
It's
tell
in
me?
Italy. Isn't it like the volcano that erupted?
I thought you
Oh, no,
said Bombay
is that-
originally. I was like,
Isn't
okay,
it the
it's a bit
town that...
random.
Is it Mount Vesuvius?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's the town that got fucked up by a volcano doll, which is everything about that sentence was there was a lot to unpack.
And why are you drinking with
Why
your
are you drinking
ex-husband? Who is
Yeah,
the ex-husband?
You picked him up from the airport, and then I'm like, poor bloke.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine you're back from like a long haul flight from Europe. Lotto travelled to Europe
Business
this
class,
week,
probably. Yeah.
and then you've got your ex being like, look, I know that you've just got off the plane, but I need to talk at you at length about this dumb bitch called Terry Bifiano,
Pterodactyl.
who has threatened me with one glove.
Yeah.
I'm like, next time just call me, Carolyn.
Yeah.
I'll listen.
Carol.
I love it. Like, Chris must have been busy. Chris is all loved up now. Have you seen?
I have. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With ex-Melbourne gay Stephen, what's his name? I don't know. He used to be a Melbourne gay. Now he lives in Sydney. I'm enjoying their sexy pics on Instagram.
Oh, were they just in Bali?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
I did see that. I did do a little stalk because you do a little
course.
gay Insta stalk.
We love Chris on
Yeah,
the pod.
yeah.
She's the friend.
Yeah.
Caroline says, I've never been on a bus.
I mean, neither. Same.
When they're trying to be relatable and then they say things like this, I do giggle. And I also think, like...
I mean, have you been on a bus in Sydney?
Yeah.
Are
It's
they-
the only way to
I
fucking
know,
get around
but
in
they're not-
Sydney. But you're right, they're not... Yeah. It's not chic, darling,
No,
but I
no,
will do
no,
it.
no.
But I think she needs to leave this, like, out-of-touch rich lady personality for Montano. That's her shtick. Carol, you stick with big
Being
tits
bitchy.
and runways. Yeah,
Being
and
bitchy,
low
but like
blows.
not. Yeah, low blows. Yeah.
Stick to your knitting.
Yeah.
Then we see Terry, Kate, and Sally at Sally's place. She's made a lovely
God,
cheese board.
That house, Sally's house.
Where is
how
it? Is it
Incredible.
on the beach?
Well, they were walking along the cliff front. I
Yeah,
thought.
I just assume all of Sydney
like
is
Double Bay.
a cliff front.
Yeah, like Vaucluse. Yeah.
Yes. They're all eastern suburbs dolls.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't fucking tell you every 5 minutes, did you know? Darling
No,
Point, did you
didn't
know?
I thought
Double
they lived
Bay.
in Blacktown.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't know with those drone shots of the harbour. They talk about egg freezing, and
Yes.
then Gillian Gillies must be haunting
Gillian,
everyone
yep.
because she appears.
Gillian appears.
in the form of a jewelry snatcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, she's not dead. Like, it's like, it's not like she's still alive.
I honestly, I'm like Terry. I think some of your jewelry might be a bit cheap, doll.
Yeah. Maybe sponsored by Diva.
Yeah, it's like she's trying to blame Gillies, and I'm like, can we?
Her gay stylist is getting Shein jewelry.
Can we up the ante on like those like clasps?
Yeah. Maybe get some Kmart hoops.
Or is it because she's Italian and she's got the hands going? You know what I mean? Like, I too would knock off my large hoop earrings with my hands. Yeah. So, look.
Do you think that the egg freezing thing, that whole IVF storyline, do you think this is legit or for the show? Because I'm not sure.
I think it's legit. However, I do love that Terry's more excited about it than Kate. Like, Katie's like, yeah. It's like Terry dragged Kate there. Mm-hmm. And she was like, okay.
Yeah. Which is why I'm thinking, is this for the show? Just to do a bit of a storyline.
Well, when I had Kate on this very pod last year to talk about F-Point Island, go back and listen to that episode.
Throwback.
She mentioned then that she was doing egg freezing just
this
off the cuff.
This was filmed
like
a year
around
ago.
then, and it didn't seem so. No, and she was really excited about it.
Okay,
so I don't know. I think she wants to do it. I think it's more like a backup plan. Yeah, because you get to a certain age,
of course,
and you want to prepare for all scenarios. So I get that. I don't think she wants to have a kid right this second. No, even though Terry's pushing hard. Yeah. Cut to Martine and Victoria having a relatable Kiki.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just relaxing. Martine's mother has sadly passed. Yep. Condolences to Martine. And they're catching up with some Mannies and a bit of a goss. Yeah. But I like these shots of the shoes. Did you clock those?
I did.
We lingered on the shoes.
And obviously, like they said, they don't like the tension because tension is aging.
Love that.
Yeah. I agree.
It's like an extension of all of Victoria Montano's great lines from last season. I remember she was like, "Oh no, I don't do
What are your thoughts on Victoria?
Well, famously, she's my favourite cast member. I love Montano.
Do you?
Because she's so consistently unhinged. Like she's leaning into the rich bitch character, and I love that. Yeah, and she's been doing it from minute one. And up
it's
until
her brand.
Now. It's just who she is, I think. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah.
Voyeurism and fabulousness was her line from last season. And when she said that, I was like, yeah, doll. Yeah. That's why we're all here.
The only thing with her that I find sometimes is, you've got to be relatable. And I just think sometimes you're pushing the boundary if you're not.
Oh, yeah. No one. Like, I'm the treasurer and secretary of the Montano fan club. Okay. I understand that. And there's not many members.
Did you get your hat yet?
No, I did not. If you're listening, please send me the hat. So, look, that could all change. By the end of the season, I could hate her.
Yeah. Well, there's only one episode left.
True, thank fuck. I'm tired. She explains that Nicole apologised for not coming to the healing session with Gillian. And they gush over Nicole's grace and beauty. This is a real, Nicole ask his sesh. Yeah. They're like, oh, but Nicole's just such a classic.
I mean, Victoria, Nicole, have you seen Nicole, Victoria, and Chrissy doing a cooking show on YouTube?
Fuck off.
Have you seen that?
No. But
it's iconic.
Let's leave Lydia Shiva alone. Thank you.
I really want to do one of her cooking classes. I keep saying to my boyfriend, can we go and do one?
Yeah. Let's get a deal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a double date. I've been waiting. I'm so ready.
Yeah, Victoria is the mayor of the Nicole fan club, so she's always going to be supporting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Back to the other ladies, they're pretty much having the same conversation about the tennis day, but their conversation's more about the drama. Victoria and Martine's conversation is more about how shit they all were at tennis.
Yeah. Did we even see them play tennis?
We did, but I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that bit. I was like, oh no.
No one can beat season 1 Housewives of Melbourne. You can't beat that.
On my $50,000 tennis court.
Exactly.
With your man shoes. Yeah, so good. Nicole in confessional, because that's kind of the only place she lives now. In that
she's getting the paycheck. I mean, good for you.
It better
be paying for the
patches
or whatever she's trying to flog.
God. In the pearl dress, she goes. She tells us that if you lay with dogs, You might get fleas,
She's
darling.
very itchy.
And that should have been her tagline.
Yeah.
Way better than
Yeah.
when
What was
you're
it? I never
when
go
you're
out
a
of
classic
style.
like me. Oh,
Honey, you're going out of style.
Yeah, and it's. I feel for Nicole because if the rumors are true, she was under the impression Terry was not going to be
Yes.
cast on this
Yes.
season, and I think she was like, "Great, I
Yeah.
can do that. I
Yeah.
can autopilot in the BG,
Yeah.
get my patches out
Yep.
there,
Yep.
give Joe Bailey a
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Bob's your
Yep.
uncle."
Yep.
But then, you know,
In
we
comes
need-
the biv.
in comes the fucking Biv, and I think she got her wig snatched a
Yes,
little bit by
100%.
production, but also grow up.
But
that's,
this is
that's
part,
what you
this
signed
is
up
again this
for.
is what you signed up for, because do you know what? I used to love Nicole season 1.
Yeah.
I loved what she was about. You
In
know,
front
she
of the
was
plane.
no fucks given.
Yeah.
She was 1A all the time.
Love.
And I loved that about her.
Yeah.
But I think when you take away her, because you know, season 2 coming in, you've only got Chrissy to kind of back her up. She kind of lost a lot of that support she had from, you know, Victoria Reese,
Yeah.
from what was her
Victoria
Fully Booked.
Reese.
What was her name? Fully Booked.
Maddie someone.
Maddie. You know, she lost that support system.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want some cameos from the season 1
I
ladies.
fucking
How
need
is that
Victoria
not
Reese.
happening?
Victoria Reese is the reason I only drink vodka soda lime now.
You mean
I'm telling you,
a skinny bitch?
a skinny bitch.
They need to. Yeah, I think a Maddie Samai cameo would be good.
Even throw in a Melissa
And
counts.
Athena X. Get Melissa to do a little
Read my lips.
club
you know.
number. Yeah, surely she's doing the gay bars.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She did Sydney. She did like Mardi Gras recently. I
Yeah, I'll
think.
bet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did a little medley of "Sexy Is the Word."
So good.
Yeah.
Victoria says there wasn't enough booze in the Pims and Lemonade to chill the girlies out, and I think they needed something even harder
They
than that
needed
in there.
fucking
To be
vodka.
honest, they needed like just meth at this
meth.
point. Like they need something stronger.
Bit of heroin.
Yeah, just really like get them
Mm,
there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because otherwise, yeah, maybe they need to go on like an ayahuasca trip together.
Oh, can you
instead
imagine?
of Jackie.
Oh.
Yeah. Kate tells us that the center of the beef between her and Caroline is really because at the reunion, and we get a little reunion flashback, which I was like, thank you.
Mhm.
She was accused of shedding fake tears, which she assures were real tears.
I think they were
'cause they were
real.
about her
I think they were real.
late father.
Yeah.
And again, so theme of this week, my grief is more important than your grief.
Yes.
I feel like
Yep.
that's the theme.
Yes.
Right? It's like when really they all should be having a fucking kumbaya over it. It's something they could bond
Can
over.
all relate to.
And it's just, I think it's just because there's other issues, passive aggressive shit's been brewing, and then now it's like, oh, you're allowed to get some grace for grieving, but I'm not. And then Caroline's also, in the process of losing a parent. It's all really raw.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's kind of awkward to navigate while you're producing a TV show.
Do you also think that there is maybe more going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of?
100%.
Because we know that something happened this season
the
during
intercom.
filming where there was a HR incident.
Yeah.
That it doesn't look to me is ever going to be brought up.
No.
So
Things are happening off stage.
everything is happening off
I
camera.
know, and it's so annoying. And it's like the texts. It's like, oh, she texted me this. She didn't text me that. I'm like, guys,
I want to see the text.
Stop texting each
Yeah.
other. Either
At least show
flash
me
it
the
up on
text.
screen or shut up about the text and just tell each other stuff to their faces.
Because Beverly Hills are great at doing that.
Very-
You know how they
yeah.
always use any footage they can
Media,
get from socials,
like
TMZ,
radar online.
Yeah,
So,
Yep.
Yeah, they need to either do that and lean in and like get really petty
Yep.
with the receipts,
Yep.
or the girlies need to just start talking
Yeah.
to each other.
And I'm sure the Intercontinental has CCTV footage.
Stop. See, why aren't you working on this show?
Binge, call me. Season 4. I'm
You would
there.
be straight. You
But
would be
like,
at the Intercon going,
you know-
"Hello, I'm Scott Love from
Yeah.
Binge. There's been an incident. We're gonna need your." You just like flash a badge.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna need to see the footage from 9 p.m.
on
to 1
20th
a.m.
of May, 2024 or whatever it all fucking was.
And they're like, "Well, of course.
Yeah.
Right this
Yeah.
way, sir."
Yeah. Why didn't Binge think of that?
Girl.
Just saying.
Just saying. Back to the girlies. More jewelry pops off.
Yep.
More Jillian.
Jillian's back again.
I just love that she's there.
She's
in
carrying this
spirit.
season.
And then Caroline and Nicole catching up, and Caroline is hurting with the situation with her mum.
Yeah.
So again, we're getting more context, more backstory
Which
that
is what
everyone's
I
going
want.
through some
I
shit.
like this. It's relatable.
It is, and it gave me more ability to empathize
Yes.
with Caroline. Because again,
Yeah.
like Martine, there was some behaviour that I was just like, what? Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
Turns out they're not okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I understand that.
Yep.
Nicole says Martine's mother's passing means that emotions are raw and heightened within the group because everyone's kind of thinking about their own grief. Kate and Martine catch up. And
I loved this, by the way.
this was good, but Martine needs to practice what she preaches, I think. She's one of those people that's like really good at giving advice,
Yeah.
but like not taking her own.
Yeah.
Because she's like, yeah, look, everyone's really different and like you've just got to kind of embrace everyone's differences. I'm like, says you
Yep.
storming out of a margarita bar.
But we now know why. You know, she's going through
True.
a lot, you know, off camera. That now makes sense.
Yeah.
I love this scene with Kate and Martine, and I want to see more of this. I think with Martine, maybe one of the things that has been a negative is that she's been paired with Victoria all the time, and we haven't really been
Boxy
able
twins.
to see Martine come out of a shell and be her own person.
Yeah.
And I would love to see a little bit more of the Kate Martine friendship.
Yep.
And sort of, you know, then Kate can kind of bring Martine into the group, and you know what I mean, with the other girls in a different way. And I just think I would love to see a little bit more of it, because I felt like we got to know Martine a little bit more just in this one scene.
Totally. And I like their
She
friendship.
loves a lunchbox.
Loves Lunchbox. She's going to become an influencer.
Yep.
I like her friendship with Kate because they're kind of quirky girlies.
Yeah.
They're a little bit on the outs with
Yep.
the group. So I think that's why they're bonding.
Yep.
Both animal lovers too.
Yep.
But it is, with Martine's advice, I was a bit like, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Because anyway, from one margarita to another.
Oh, I was going to say, we've left the margarita bar. We've got another margarita.
So margarita should
She's
only be
wanting
a
to
drink.
audition for season 4. You
She
can tell.
was thirstier
Yeah.
than me at a margarita
Yeah.
bar. What? Wow.
Yeah.
Where did they find this bitch?
Well, I googled her today.
Please tell me
she
everything.
has 500,000
You've done-
followers on Instagram.
You've done a deep dive.
She's got a podcast.
Fuck.
Yep.
Of course she does.
Everyone's got a podcast.
How dare she be
Yeah, I know.
better than
I know.
us?
And also, can I just say, Caroline's dress in this scene, you know those
Yeah.
shopping bags that your mum used to have, like the black netted fishnet shopping bags?
Mm.
Yeah, that's what Caroline's dress was giving that sort of fish.
I love that. But like, this woman was thirsty.
Oh, she wanted
she
the
was like,
tea.
and everything she said was such shit. Like,
yeah.
it was like TikToks.
It was very
of-
Mel Robbins.
Yeah, it was like,
yeah.
oh, this you being a golden retriever,
Yeah.
or you're not. I'm like, oh, someone else has watched I Kissed a Girl
Yeah.
with Danny Minogue.
Get Danny on
Also
this fucking
covered on
episode.
this pod. But fucking the golden retriever, when she
Yeah.
said that, I gave
Yeah.
gas. I was
Yep.
like, shut
Yep.
up.
Shut the
You
fuck up.
silly woman.
Yep. Yep.
But like, great. And Caroline's face trying to take it seriously and trying to act like, oh yeah, I've just been casually seeing this woman. No, you have not.
No, you haven't. No, you went on
No.
her podcast once. Production have called her
Yeah.
because we're clutching at straws for a storyline at episode
And we're
9.
clutching for viewership, I think.
Exactly.
But anyway, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
This staged scene. Back to Kate Martine. Martine asks how she's going with Carol.
Yeah.
And this is where we get the moment
Mhm.
where she goes, well, do you know what? Funny you should say that, Martine. I've been doing some spelunking.
From digging.
I've done the distance.
Mhm. She's
it-
done her research.
She's done her research. Turns out she's as fake as every fucking handbag she owns, which was the mic drop line of the whole season. I was seated firmly.
Oh, it was so good. But then also, I felt like the preview for this was giving more than what it actually ended up being.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's like you did a Google. Great.
Yeah, but
And
I
she didn't
can't-
go to uni or something? She
It's
didn't go to
literally
uni?
nothing. It's like
Nothing.
her name's different, which
Yeah.
is like whatever.
Yeah.
And then something like her uni's different,
Yeah.
which is so whatever. But I can't wait for it's the pettiness of doing the Googling
Yeah.
that is rubbing
I mean,
everyone
we've
the
all
wrong
done
way.
it though. Let's
Totally.
be honest.
Also, well done, Dr. Kate. You understand the assignment of this shot.
Yes.
Because that's the kind of that's the kind of gaggery
Exactly.
that the gays want.
Exactly.
So thank you. And I love that it's rubbed Chrissy the wrong way as well
Yeah.
later on. But we'll get
Mm.
there. Back to Margie. She's talking some
She's still giving her
shit,
TikTok,
spiel.
spiel.
It's Priceline and this woman at this point. And
and Shopo coming up.
oh my God, they've really crammed it in with the placements. Sally catches up with her pal Jane. Who
Yes.
can we get Jane on the show?
I was gonna say the same thing. I love it. I know this girl from TikTok.
Oh,
I
so
always see her on TikTok.
I love that everyone is from TikTok.
I don't
now.
care about. I think she's on Shark Tank and.
Oh,
all that.
really?
Yeah, she's one of the sharks on
I
Shark
thought,
Tank.
oh, you're joking? She looked
No.
familiar. Oh, so she's a business.
She's a businesswoman,
and
honey.
of course that's on 10, so they weren't like singing about that.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to see her on the show.
Yeah. Agree.
Is she almost too?
I think it's probably
famous
she's
or something. Not famous, but like I don't know, too busy.
I think she's got her own thing going on. She's on Shark Tank. She's probably her brand is very businesswoman,
Okay.
very like TikTok relatable. I just don't know if this would fit in with her
I can't believe that's
brand.
her from Shark Tank. Yeah, get
Yeah.
her on. She's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and her story's amazing actually. Like she was a lawyer and then started Shopo in her garage and now it's like this multi-billion-dollar company.
How good.
Yeah, good on her. Bit
Love
bloody
that.
random that she's friends with Sally.
Well,
but,
it
you
made
know.
sense because Sally needs a little bit of encouragement from her gal pal.
Yeah.
This is giving like CEO
Yes.
meeting, and it was very like, yes, I'm going to the UK.
This is like this storyline was being like clutching at straws
So
here.
strange.
Also, Sally's outfit was like you know Madonna in like Desperately Seeking Susan. That's what I thought it reminded me of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought she looked
She looked
calm,
great,
but and then
They're really leveling it up with the outfits. This
they are
season.
all the looks are
Yeah,
looking.
every scene.
Yeah.
They're bringing it.
She also probably asked Jane at some point during this. So,
Yeah.
what do you reckon? Should I get bangs?
Yeah.
And Jane was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you do you,
Yeah.
diva."
You do you. Yeah. Yeah.
And we just didn't see that bit.
No.
But if Jane told me to get bangs, I would do
Absolutely.
it. She knows what's up.
Mm.
Mm.
She is TikTok
She-
famous, you know. She knows what's
she
going on with the
is.
kids.
Sally says Martine lives in a bubble.
Hmm.
A gorgeous,
I mean, I wish I
Darling
lived in
point
fucking
bubble.
Martine's bubble. Let's be honest.
same.
Yeah.
It's stunning. And then cut to her being a lunchbox influencer.
The stress of her. I wish that I had the stress of should I cut these carrots like crinkle cut fries?
So good. Those kids
just-
are so spoiled. I love it. And yeah, I want to send Martine some like bento
Yes.
mums in Japan that I
Yes.
follow.
Yep.
Because there's some great stuff
Yep.
happening over
Yeah,
there.
she could. There's a niche there for Martine.
like crinkle cut carrots is just the beginning.
Yeah.
There is a world
Yeah.
waiting for you,
Yep.
Martine.
Yep.
All kinds of shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm excited for her journey and I look forward to seeing more. Martine spills to Kate that, well, she doesn't really spill. She sort of does a bit of backpedaling here. She's like, so remember that whole thing about maturation, which this word just kills me. But the whole thing about you have your kids and then that's the only way you can ever wriggle out of childhood
Yep.
yourself or whatever Jordan Peterson has to say.
Yeah, which I had to Google who that was.
Yeah, same. I was like,
was like,
just
yeah.
another, just I'm assuming
Another Mel
another
Robbins
white man
kind
on
of,
the
yeah.
microphone. Yeah, you're welcome. But she says that she didn't bring it up and that Chrissy
brought it
was
up.
the culprit, which I was like, ooh, you are being
she playing dirty.
messy, and I love it. She really does love absolving herself of all
Yeah.
responsibility,
Yeah.
and I love that. She says, no, not me. I just added some... I'm just very well researched,
Yeah.
so I thought I'd just contribute some research.
She's
But
well read.
Chrissy's the one that really was shit-stirring. And then she's almost trying to say that Chrissy's been kind of excluding Kate almost, or like making Kate feel on the outs because she's the only one that's not a
Didn't
mum.
have kids.
Is that kind of the subtext here?
Yeah, I think so.
She was trying to say that without saying
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
Do we think that's the case?
100%.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Chrissy is a bit like, she's chewy.
But again, Chewbacca. But again, Chrissy understands the assignment, right?
She does.
And she's unapologetic.
Yeah.
And I love her for it.
And she's just back from Europe. She couldn't get the
Oh
Just
my
for Fun all the way there, but she
Yeah.
hired another boat.
Do you think she was on holiday with Chica on one of her 3-month Europe trips
no,
with
because
the
she
gay
would have
husband?
she would have name dropped Chica
True.
along with
Well,
Mark Zuckerberg.
And what was the
Dallas Cowboys?
The Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that was great. Chrissy's fucking rich, hey.
And
And
she's like actually
like-
rich.
I remember they asked her on Ep1, and she went,
I'm not talking
no.
about that.
And now, but she's very happy to tell us she's in the same tax bracket as Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in America is
Yeah.
don't pay any tax,
No.
please. You're too busy being a billionaire.
And have you seen Chrissy does outfit of the day TikToks every day as well?
Fuck
Amazing.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
Just off to lunch with the girls.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny. Oh, this is my first drink of the day.
Oh, I want Chrissy's life.
Me too.
That house.
Lunch with the girlies. So it's maturation gate now, which is like, okay, sure.
That'll be
I'll
hot. That'll
take
be
it.
all of season 4.
Yeah, all of season 4 is going to be, so Jordan Peterson, actually, his real name is James. And it's like, okay. Kate's like, maybe I'm an alien. Because she doesn't really want to have kids. And then...
I mean, same.
why
Why the fuck would you?
Exactly. And then we get the best cut to Crazy Adventures of Auntie Kate with the nephew. This was so good.
Like when she threw him in the ball pit and was like, go drown or something, I was like, that would be me.
And then Terry rocks up to be like, aren't you just having so much fun? And Kate's like, no, this is contraception.
That looked like torture. I was in Coles yesterday.
It was like Chadston.
Or was it at Chatty?
No, it like felt like.
It felt
like Legoland at Chadston.
The kid, you know, in Chadston they've got the kids area where you chuck them when you go shopping. It felt like that. I was at Coles yesterday, and me and my partner saw this guy with 2 kids, and the kids were screaming and they're throwing the groceries out the trolley, and I'm like, that looks like actual hell.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you want to do that?
What were the parents doing?
He was just like, you know, trying to do
Were they
shopping.
just dissociating?
Was not paying attention. And
When
I'm
you
like,
see a parent like that and they just look like they are struggling.
yeah, like that looks like hell. So again, and do you know, this reminded me of season 1 when Maddie did the babysitting for the dogs. It was giving that.
Yes,
do you remember that?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah,
it was like, we just need to fill a scene, so we'll just give someone something to babysit.
No, it was perfect. I have no notes for this scene. It was kooky. It was like doop doo like great.
Also, love that she got a driver. She's like, I'm not driving.
Yeah,
And
I don't think Kate drives. I think she's like me. She's a
I don't
passenger
drive either.
princess. Oh my god,
I'm the same. High five.
Passenger princesses all round.
Never driven a car in my life. I
I'm
have no
too,
desire.
Look at me.
I'm the
too
same.
Beautiful to drive.
I
darling.
get driven. I do not drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And don't let anyone.
So she
shame
doesn't
you
drive.
about
Okay, that makes sense why
Yeah.
she's got to drive then.
I mean, I think so. Wasn't it a point of last season? Oh, maybe it wasn't her. It was someone else. I think Caroline doesn't drive. Someone doesn't, and they brought
Terry
her up.
doesn't drive.
Terry, which chic.
I mean,
Yeah.
can relate.
Love it. I think it's such a hot
Yeah.
person flex.
Yeah.
But anyway, but fuck, don't you get it all the time though as well? Especially being like in Australia,
Yeah.
people just like, oh what?
Why the fuck don't
What?
you drive? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
And
I'm
you're
like-
like, get over it.
Do you know how
dog.
expensive driving is?
And bad for
No.
everything?
Bad for the world,
Girl.
the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't
Bad
you-
for my
where-
stress. You know,
where are you gonna
stress
put your
is
car?
aging.
Exactly.
You know, you don't want to stress on
Yeah.
those roads.
Exactly.
Mm.
The then she's talking to this nephew, and the convo turns to dead cats.
Wait, who was this kid, by the way?
I think
So was it
her
just
nephew?
like a client from the vet?
Maybe, or they just organised her a child.
Yeah.
Binge were like,
Yeah.
we can't get the CCTV
Yeah.
footage from the intercom, but we can acquire a
Probably
child.
a cameraman's child or
Probably.
something. Yeah.
They just stole a kid
Yeah.
from Chadston.
Yeah.
And they were like, but when she's like, yeah, I don't really like people either.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, that cat, oh, remember that
cat's
cat?
dead now.
That cat's dead. Fuck. Like, that's
poor
me.
kid
That
is
is me around a child.
traumatised.
Like a child.
100%.
Like, hey, so what do you want to talk about? I'm like, should we talk about
Dead cats.
how your life will one day end? Well, you got to get them.
You've got to
In-
prime them.
Yeah. You
Yep.
don't want them to figure it out.
Exactly.
We all knew that kid that, like, the parents were, you know, they
Yep.
still believed in Santa at, like, 12.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
some
Not me.
homeschool shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Caroline is FaceTiming Chrissy, who's, oh my God. So she's in Europe. She's in the
She was in a
birth-
robe. She was in a dressing gown.
She's in the place of conception of Milana,
Yeah.
which is Milan.
Mhm.
And, oh, fuck, this was great. She's like, oh, yes, Johnny and I were, we fucked over there and we fucked over there. And then out came Milana.
And and everyone thought we were crazy.
So good.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. I would love to go on the
Oh, I
Marsh
would love to go
household.
on a Chrissy, even just a Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Have you seen her? She does her viewing parties every Tuesday, and she does a big dinner for everyone.
Where's my
I know.
invite?
Where's our invite, Chrissy?
Oh. Yeah, we love Chrissy.
Okay, so with this scene, something this is what bugged me actually.
Okay.
Where Caroline, they're talking about the high tea that they're going to, right? And Caroline's like, I'm just good vibes. I'm good vibes. I don't have time. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm just good vibes. And I'm like, why the fuck are Binge allowing the cast members to just dictate what they do and don't want to go to?
Thank you. And
this pissed me off. I was like, no, why are we allowing this?
I think, maybe something to do with when Terry came back in. I don't know, but there's some wriggle room in those contracts.
Too much.
They seem to just rock up whenever they want, go to Europe whenever they want.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Because, like, I don't want to put it back on Melbourne again, but unless, Chica was on one of her European holidays with the gay husband,
which will allow.
Gina was getting a tan in LA.
Yeah.
They were always together. If they had an issue, they would fight it out and they would move on.
Yeah.
They would confront each other and then move on. These girls are like, no, I'm good vibes.
Well,
I don't want to go.
Brucey had a lot of business meetings to do in London, just in some few parks there. Just outdoor business meetings with gentlemen.
So I've heard.
Allegedly.
I
I mean, Brucey would.
I mean, you would.
Would you?
I would, yeah.
Yeah,
Daddy
fuck
vibes.
Daddy
yeah.
vibes, but also mainly for the story, which
Mm.
I would break to the Daily
Yeah.
Mail.
And the
No,
sun.
I
And the
wouldn't.
sun.
I would not whistle blow.
I quite like
I
the
would
sun.
blow, but I
Yeah,
would not whistle blow.
Yeah, I quite like the sun as
Just
well.
so you know, Brucey. I'll respect the DL.
Yeah, we respect people's privacy. Anyway,
The sun. Oh my God, have you seen Chessie recently?
she's like living it up in LA.
Yeah, bitch. How is she not on like the
Get
Valley or something?
Chessie on Selling Sunset.
Great.
Yeah.
She needs, or just her own show where it's kind of like the hills, and
Yes.
she's Lauren Conrad, except she's come from Melbourne. Oh,
Because she's quite the businesswoman in LA now, from what I can see.
is she?
Yeah,
You got all the Sorry,
I
should
used to
laugh.
be a Chessie stalker.
I
And actually,
love Chessie!
Chica's son, I used to work in the same building as him a few years ago. He used to work in finance in Collins Street.
My mind is trying to search for
He
images
lives
of
in London now.
what's his face look like. I can't remember.
Looks just young, just Bruce and Chica morphed together.
Oh,
Yeah.
so a clucky.
He's quite short, actually.
Oh.
Mm,
Bruce is a little nugget.
yeah.
Yeah. So my style. A little DL daddy nugget.
Love it.
Hit me up, daddy.
I'm sure he would if he hasn't already.
I cannot confirm or deny. Where are we? Oh, the ball pit gate. Some of the girls.
We've thrown the kid in the
we've thrown the kid in the ball
We've thrown
pit.
him in the ball pit. Go drown or something.
Contraception.
Yeah.
Some of the girls meet up with Sally to congratulate her on her 2-day
Oh, her
trip
2-day trip to London.
London, where she got attacked by a scissor.
Oh, yeah, the highlight. I love how, the whole episode is this build up to her going to London, and then next scene she's already back. Oh, I was there for 2 days.
That's a lot of flying.
It is. I mean, she's
for-
obviously, in 1A. She's up there
True,
with,
but
Nicole.
it doesn't, honestly...
It's-
I've
no.
fucking sat in 1A. You're
know,
still
same.
wrecked.
Yeah,
Because
you're
the
still
time zones, and then you're like, it takes 2 days to calibrate,
yeah.
and then... Oh, but... I mean, I'm assuming that their 1A and my 1A are different. Like, when I'm on it, I've...
Your 1A of, like, virgin domestic?
No, bitch. But it is all points. But I'm
Absolutely.
saying I'm like drinking all of the booze.
Yeah.
So when I rock up,
She's
I'm
drinking
dead.
a peppermint tea.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because she's doing it all the time. Whereas
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
the only time I'll ever do this. I'm
Yeah.
drinking.
She's drinking the Janet's tea, and she's got
Raw
Nicole's eye patches on.
She's got a patch. She's got. So what is
What else are we
Swish?
flogging on this
Swish.
show?
What is it?
It's
It's
like
a
vitamins, I
supplement.
think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's vitamins.
Yeah.
I think
It's very Sydney to have like a wellness
it is.
brand.
It is. What other things are these girls flogging? We've got the patches. We've got the vitamins. Martine's lunchbox coming soon.
Yeah. Montano had furs, which we have not heard about.
That's right.
Sportlux has not had a moment.
No. The factories in China have obviously shut down for that.
Yes.
And is Terry still doing the shoe line? Does she still have her
Not a
shoes?
peep out of the shoes. I don't even think in last season they mentioned the
No.
shoes, did they?
Okay.
We all just know that was...
Because she used to have a shop in Sydney.
There you go.
Terry Bibiano fan club right here.
Exactly. They give, their congrats to Sally. Chrissy's also back from Europe. She struts through the door and starts
all white.
telling... Yes,
Mhm.
very virginal. She tells them all about Milana being conceived,
Yep.
which I'm sure Milana's watching at home through one crack of her fingers. Never change, Chrissy. And then Chrissy comes out the gates with, well, you know, I think Caroline has the straightest moral compass, to which Kate and Terry hard disagree with.
Hard disagree.
Strange thing to say.
It is. It is. I would disagree, like, with Chrissy.
Yeah, I mean, I think by straight moral compass, if you mean, like, he's very stubborn.
She's very black.
Correct.
To me, it means black and white, and
Yeah.
they never veer off
Yep.
their thoughts and
And
feelings.
condemning.
Yeah.
I think Caroline is a grudge holder.
Yes, 100%.
She would remember stuff and
Yep.
she'd bring it up later. And allegedly involved in some dark magic.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't fuck with her.
No. That's why Terry's earrings keep falling off.
Exactly.
She's got
'Cause
the
there's
she's putting the
magic
pins. She's
flying
putting the
around.
pins on the doll.
Yeah, so they kind of argy-bargy about this for a little bit. And then Kate whips out, well, you know, she's not who she says she is.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Kate. But the producers are like, hold on, save that shit for next week.
Yeah.
We need that for the
We
finale.
need to drag this on for another episode.
Chrissy is like, oh, Kate, come on,
yeah,
doll.
come on,
That's
doll."
cringe. Like, she calls her a psycho, I think. She's like,
Yeah.
that's a bit psycho, don't you think?
It's a bit, you know, I thought she's a busy businesswoman. Who's
I
got the
thought-
time?
Yeah, I thought she had things to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, because we're all crinkle-cutting carrots with our kids. Obviously, she's got all the time in the world.
Yeah. To be
With that
Googling.
barren uterus
Who's
of
got
hers.
time to be Googling?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, back to a few episodes ago. Oh, Robs, I wish I knew how to do all that copy and paste. Did you not die? Wish I knew how to copy and paste a text message.
Get Melania to teach you.
Exactly. She knows.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, now she's the Trump.
Yeah.
Now she's Melania. They are very similar names. Terry calls Victoria the Peanut Gallery. The
Yes.
fucking, like, these
Do you know
references.
how much I have to fucking Google when
Babe,
these women say
these
this shit?
outdated references. Like, what was the term last season that kept getting thrown around? I can't even remember it, but they bring up these, like, old ass sayings.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's aging me. Like
I
this.
literally, my boyfriend was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And
Oh,
I'm
the
like, "Let me
peanut
Google."
This kangaroo
And
court.
it's when people are like in the background, just sort of like digging comments.
Backseat driving
Backseat
almost. So I
driving.
don't know. Yeah, it's like she says she's always heckling from the back. So I was like, thanks.
she's not wrong.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
This is why I love Montano.
Yeah.
She's there, she's present, and she's got a lot of opinions. But she's also not really contributing much else.
I mean, she was only in one scene in this whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's essential
Yeah.
to this show. She's working hard.
She's getting the paycheck. Do you think they get paid like regardless?
I have no idea, doll. I don't know.
I mean, they clearly don't need the money. It's just like loose
Yeah,
change, really.
yeah. Chrissy says at the end of the day, I am who I am. I'm a loud, big, hairy unit. I can't do this.
And I'm not going to change for Martine from Double Bay.
Yes! Martine from Darling Point.
Darling Point.
I am
Point.
not changing for her
Yeah.
in her bubble, in her good witch bubble.
And she shouldn't. Chrissy is who she is, and that's why I love Chrissy.
Exactly.
She is essential to this show because she's unapologetically herself, and she knows it. And if you don't like it, tough.
If I'm not your cup of tea, drink a coffee, honey.
I am putting that on
Drink a
my
coffee.
signature on my
Yeah,
work
good.
email. That saying is incredible.
It's really good.
If I'm not your cup of tea, go drink a coffee.
Didn't Janet have that in her tagline once? When she was pushing the tea.
I'm not. What is it?
Not everyone's
But I'm-
cup of tea.
But I'm my cup of tea or something.
Well, I might not. Something. But I'm my cup of tea.
Tea,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was good.
yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Right.
That needs to be Chrissy's tagline for season 4.
They couldn't think of like a patch
No.
related thing. No. Or a swish. No, they're probably not allowed to go that far.
They give them brands enough time on the fucking show.
More than enough.
More than enough.
Chrissy in confessional tells us that Martine's friendship is too hard basket.
Mhm.
She needs it to be easy or not at all.
Yeah.
And I kind of
I get it.
I get
I
this.
get it.
If I'm meeting someone new, I mean, albeit they're on a fucking TV show,
Yeah.
but like, if I'm meeting a new person and like it's difficult, I'm like, I've got friends.
got no
I
time.
don't need to will put in work for you.
Absolutely.
At this point,
Yeah.
I don't even see the people that I would like to
Exactly.
enough, so I don't have time for you. So I get that.
I get it.
But also, like, you're on the show together, so let's
Yeah.
try.
Fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they have tried, and there's been a few times now where
Mm.
Martine has been difficult
Yeah.
and then doubled down.
But again, like, I'm going to sympathise with Martine because now knowing what we know,
Yes.
what was going on behind the scenes, it answers so many questions.
Oh, you're giving the full pass?
I am, which is why
I'm
I
giving
would
a half
like
pass.
to see... Okay, this is going to be controversial and you're going to hate me for
No,
it.
please.
I want season 4, if they do a season 4. I don't know, do you reckon they would?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so.
I want Kate, Chrissy, Martine, Sally and Terry, and I think you have to fuck off Caroline, Victoria and Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah. Why Victoria? I
Because-
would fuck off Nicole and Caroline.
Caroline.
I would bring in Jane as a friend, even
yes.
just as a friend,
of the show.
as a friend of Sally's, and then
Sally.
also then Sally's got someone to have in her corner all the time, which I think she deserves.
I just feel like Victoria, she gave a lot last season,
She
but she's
did.
giving... I don't feel like I'm getting a lot from her.
I think she's stepped in a lot to like. She's doing the peanut gallery thing where she kind of she comes in and sort of fights other people's battles for them, but
And then goes away.
and then just disappears.
Disappears,
yeah.
yeah.
I kind of like that. I know what you mean though. It's not the producers probably hate her because they're like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
like get in there.
Yeah.
And she just sort of she wants to do it on her terms,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of calm.
But also we need Martine to be her own person, and I think pairing her with Victoria,
Yeah.
it's not really allowed Martine to shine the
Shine,
way
shine,
she
shine.
shine the way that she is. With like you see with the friendship with Kate.
Yeah,
right?
true.
She's being more herself.
Oh, okay.
think.
I'm listening. I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, but and that's what this episode was. There were so many random pairings, and no, we never get the whole cast together. Barely this season.
We have not had one scene
With
with all
everyone.
next week. By the looks
It's
of it,
the
is the only
only
time,
one.
and I'm wondering if that's
Wow.
when that HR drama happened.
Could
maybe.
be. Yeah, so then it all comes back to the maturation
Yeah.
situation. You can't become an adult until you've had kids. Whatever.
Bullshit.
I'm like, this is dumb.
I disagree.
But it's all, I disagree, same, but also just kind of like, it's so
old,
lame.
yeah, it's old school as well. Way of thinking.
It's just also not.
It's like, is this where we're at? Is this where we're at? Episode 9 of season
I'm
3. This is where we're at, right?
Struggling to care about
You know?
it. Yeah. I loved the Kate stuff with the kid and everything, but I don't. When it's
Like,
this, it's like, oh,
We've
okay.
got people in other franchises being arrested, and in this we've just got
Exactly.
this fucking like, come on.
Yeah, it's a bit mum centric,
Yeah.
which is fine. And look, no one. The thing with that is research whatever. Don't like if you feel that way. Great. I don't want to take that away from you. If Martine feels that she had kids and then now she's able to be an adult, which I get. Obviously, now you've got this responsibility. You don't want this thing to die.
Yeah.
That's a real instinct
Yeah, of
that
course,
humans have. I get that, but it's like I just don't think no one's questioning that, and no one wants to take that from you.
No.
But so then why go people that haven't leave us non-parents alone?
Yeah, we're doing just fine. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
We're doing great.
We're doing, more than fine.
Exactly. So anyway,
I've got a cat, that's enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
Tiger.
Cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
A little pussy.
Little puss.
Yeah.
Kate is like, well, Martine says that Chrissy brought up the whole thing in the first place. Who's shit stirring now? Chrissy says. So yeah, now they pin it on Chrissy.
Yep.
Which I loved this.
I love this, but I also think again it was clutching at straws here for something because
Big
Chrissy
time.
was just like, "Nah, I'm not taking this."
But great setup for our final
Yes.
week next week because we've got everyone kind of pissed at each other.
Yep.
In multiple ways for multiple reasons. Some pettier than others, some beefier than others.
Just
So
imagine if all of this had been resolved 5 episodes ago, and then imagine what this season could have been.
yeah,
You know,
they did milk a lot.
they
out
milked
of
this, and I
the
actually
like the healing thing.
Oh,
Like I loved the healing thing, and I loved having Jack in it, but I didn't think it was going to be the center of some
It's also a
stuff
bit-
for ages.
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But also, like, and you've spoken about this before, that
Yeah.
New Zealand trip dragged the fuck on.
it did.
And I wonder if because I know they paused filming for a little bit because
Yeah.
of something happened.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were just like milking footage of what they had and like, we'll just drag this on for a few more episodes to fill space. Because maybe they never ended up getting everything they wanted this season.
True.
Do you think there's a bit of that?
Maybe. I don't know. I think they did a really good job. I know we've still 1 week away,
Mm.
but like from the preview, the finale looks juicy.
Yes.
So well done.
Yep.
Like, I think
On the train to I don't give a fuck to Stan.
I think they've done a great job. Like, they've done enough. They've cobbled together like enough drama. I was interested the whole way through. I like even just recapping this season. I've gotten a lot of feedback. Like people are watching it.
Yeah.
and so people are loving to talk about it.
Yeah,
So I
good.
think in that sense, Binge, you've done
Ticking the boxes.
well. And I hear from birdies that we are getting a reunion.
Fab, has it been filmed, do you think?
I don't know yet,
Mm.
but I believe it's happening.
Do you think Nicole will be, something will have come up with in a while or something? She'll be busy?
I don't think Nicole's at that reunion.
Yeah.
And I think this time, if you don't come,
You're
you're
gone.
gone. And I
Good.
think she's going to be very happy
I
with
would
that.
be
No?
very surprised if
If
Nicole
she's
was
there.
in the
Same.
next season.
Or at the
we're
reunion.
it's
I'll be
just,
shocked.
Yeah, no, she's clearly not interested. And that's
Dunzo.
okay, right?
Totally fine. We don't want you there if you don't want to be
No.
there. I don't want to watch you being like held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, which I think it was getting to that point.
yeah.
Yeah. Because even that pairing today with Nicole and Caroline, it was a bit random.
Totally.
Very random.
Random. Oh, well, Scott,
Oh,
thanks for
that's
joining
it.
me this week.
No worries.
Where can our listeners find you if they want to stalk you?
Well, if you want to
online?
listen to my voice even more, you can
I
check
do.
out my podcast that I do
Yes.
with Shane, who has also been a guest on your podcast.
Long-time regular.
If you are a fan of the
guest.
UK pop group Steps, check us out at Glitter and Gold. You can follow us at Glitter Steps Pod on Instagram, or me at ScottLove87 on Instagram.
Scott Love,
Yeah.
signing out.
Until next time.
See you then. Doll.
Bye.
Bye.